What's good, YouTube? In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Dr. Nightmare. I've already reacted to one of his videos before, and that was my best video, so we're going to do it again. Without further ado, let's get into this video.
The actual renter of the apartment was having his own personal issues causing him to leave the apartment. I'll just refer to him as my landlord to make it easier. The cabin was an entire unit rental, and it was paid month to month, which was ideal for my temporarily shitty situation. It was 2 floors technically, a small kitchen, decent-sized living space, a bedroom that you had to climb a little flight of stairs to get to.
I mean, put as cozy house. I mean, does Dr. Nightmare use AI generated? Because the things he describes looks like hella the situations he puts us in or whatever. I don't know.
I had already been there for a month. Paid for the second month's rent already by this point, so I was fully situated there. The cabin sat at the end of a dirt road with a few other similarly sized cabin-type houses. It was vacant as far as I knew because I never saw cars parked out front or lights on. The other houses, well, I never met the neighbors, but I knew people lived in them. I worked 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, so it's like a little neighborhood. Probably get to know the other people in the other houses, but that's just me.
When I get home, I'm completely exhausted. I'll just go straight to bed and watch TV until I fall asleep. This was one of those nights. I got home, made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a protein shake as my late night dinner, then went to bed. I always shut the door on the floor every night.
A protein shake for dinner? What is bro doing?
I find myself to be uncomfortable at night, having the entrance to your bedroom opens. Something about it makes me feel exposed or vulnerable. Though this door in the floor didn't have a lock. This cabin was made for one person or a couple. I was watching TV in bed when I heard it. A voice from down below, saying, "Who's up there?" I instantly felt my heart stop for a second as I shot up to an upright position. It sounded like it came from inside the house, but it also could have maybe come from outside. I grabbed the TV remote to turn off the TV. I crawled over to look at the circular window above the bed. I didn't see anyone out there, but it was also very dark. I said, "Who's there?" And the deafening silence that followed afterwards led me to getting off the bed and putting my hand on the handle to the door. I lifted the door and looked down the staircase. I actually said my dad's name, thinking maybe he came over. There was no response. I walked downstairs. I was extremely scared. I flicked on the first light switch I passed. The living room lit up. As I expected, in the back of my head, there wasn't anyone down there. I was still chalking this up to someone from outside. I turned on the front outside light and looked out the windows. There wasn't anyone in front. By this point, I was really confused. I turned off the living room.
Be honest, bro, I keep your lights on, bro. I ain't turning them off, bro. Someone come in my house and say, "Who's up there?" I ain't turning my lights on.
Light and climbed the stairs back to my bedroom, shutting the door on the floor. I was pretty awake now, so I turned the TV back on. Not even 5 minutes later, I heard pounds on the bedroom door from below. They sounded angry or like they were supposed to scare me. If there was any doubt before, this confirmed it. Someone was in the house. I left the TV on this time and just stayed completely motionless because I was genuinely too scared to move an inch. The scariest part.
But that happened to me once. So I was chilling. It's not actually an actual horror story, but I was chilling in my bed once, bro, and I hear rustling under my bed. This is when I started watching true scary story animations. Not like these, but the ones that I acted to yesterday. Bro, I swear to God, I froze up, bro. I was about to, you know how, there's always something under the bed, bro? I was about to, do a whole entire long jump from my bed to the door and open it, and my dog just walked out, bro. Most anticlimactic thing ever, bro. Thank God it was my dog, though, you know? I don't want no one in my house. Ain't my house,
I laid silent for about 20 minutes, and once I felt comfortable to move, I looked for my phone, and of course, of all times, it wasn't on my nightstand. I couldn't find it. I may have left it downstairs. So I opened the door of my bedroom and looked down the stairs.
You dead.
Momentarily, I had a thought. If that guy had something to do with it. I went back to my rental through the back door, which was closed just like I left it. I went inside and locked it and turned on every light in the tiny house. I looked not only for an intruder,
That's what I'm trying to say.
and I finally found my phone in my car when I thought to look there. I was so tired earlier that I left it in the center console. I went back inside. I got to the top. I saw someone sitting on my bed, staring at the TV. Man, I screamed. He turned his head before I could see anything else. I ran back down the stairs to the side. That was my room. Called 911. And I locked the car. I saw someone walking past the backyard of the house, disappearing into the woods. I told the operator this. When a police car arrived, the one officer checked the house and upstairs.
He's right behind me, isn't he? A moment. I just feel like he was gonna say that, cause like, so like fully from he was like,
Likely the intruder walk away into the woods. He asked if I had any other places to stay that night, so I swallowed my pride and went back to my dad's house for the night after packing some of my important stuff. I returned to the house the next day and stayed another night, then collected the rest of my stuff. Luckily, the landlord agreed to giving me some of my money back. He asked me what the man looked like. After that, he didn't ask any more questions, which to me is pretty sus. Something was unusual in that situation. From that creepy neighbor ignoring me to the landlord's random urgent need to move out to someone full on breaking into the house. Maybe it's all connected. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
story 2, that was a pretty good story. On a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, I don't know if these are real or not, but I think they are. I'm gonna give that one like a 7 from like just like the fear it gave him. I gotta stop reacting like this much. I gotta talk while the video's going. Example, you about to have 6 minutes of commentary.
Walking down a dimly lit street at night on my way home from work. My car had been in the shop, so I'd been forced
I
to
just feel like
walk home every day. The walk was barely an hour.
I'm recording this in my basement right now.
I live in a small town
You know,
in southern Indiana.
this doesn't really look like a living room. I have
Hardly any cars.
a gym.
The only vehicles you
It's a
ever
home
see
gym.
are truckers heading to Indianapolis. It was about a mile into the walk when I turned on a dirt road. My house was
Colts. That one dropped running back pass for like he was like, season over.
beat path, so I had to take all these dirt roads surrounded by forest to get home. As I was turning,
How'd the Steelers lose against the Colts?
it was getting closer very slowly. I saw about a quarter mile down the stretch of road I just turned off of a van moving very slowly without its lights. At first, this didn't strike me as out of place due to the fact that the town I live in there is a pretty cheap car dealership that sells used cars and vans with broken parts, like broken headlights. So I just assumed this guy was one of their clients. I kept walking down the side road, the van still going slowly down the main road. About 5 seconds later, I jumped when I heard the sound of the van roar, and it sped up really fast, except now it had its lights on. Startled, but not worried. This was until the van got closer to the turn for the side road. About 500 feet away from the turn, the van turned off its lights again and slowed down. Now I was officially creeped out. I didn't want to seem startled, so I just walked faster down the road. I kept turning back constantly to see if I was being followed, and my suspicions became reality as I saw the van turn onto the dirt road. It was only about 500 feet from the van, so I started to walk a lot faster. I didn't want to look back, but I did just to be safe. What I saw frightened every bone in my body. I saw the van there, stopped with both the passenger and driver's doors open. At this point, I ran for my life down the dirt road. I heard what I'm positive was a gunshot not far away. I really thought this was how I was going to die. I made a quick turn into one of the surrounding forests and hid behind a big rock. I heard what sounded like a middle-aged man not far away say, "I think she went into the woods." And then, to my horror, what sounded like 3 young girls, with one of them responding, "Okay, sir, I'll see if we can find her." Now I wasn't fearing for my life. I was worrying I was going to be forced into whatever sick managed to look from behind the rock, I saw red and blue lights right outside the forest. I ran out screaming for help. The cops came to me and said, "Ma'am, do you know about this body?" I was confused and said, "What body?" And I saw in front of the cop car the most gruesome thing I will ever see. What looked like a naked young woman, gutted and blood everywhere. There was no van in sight. I then explained everything. The car, the van, they were all drink the blood. The cops said they'd look into it and were nice enough to drive me home. That night, when I couldn't sleep, I looked out my window to see the van, the same one from before, driving slowly without its lights on down my street. This time I was smart and wrote down the license plate. I called the cops immediately and told them what I saw and gave the license plate number. As expected, when the cops came, the van was long gone. But what they told me is what will horrify me to this day. The cops said we checked the license plate number. It's a plate registered in South Dakota. The thing is, we checked with other precincts around the country. They've gotten reports tonight that there was also a suspicious van with that license plate. One in Vermont, one in Nevada, one in Alaska, and one in Texas. He said we'll call you if we get any more information.
What the
The cops
frick?
left and I never got a call. I don't really believe in the paranormal, so my best guess is that it was some sort of cult that used fake license plates to do their sick things all across the country. But I guess I'll never know.
Actually makes sense.
Out of Indiana. Now I make sure when I see something suspicious, I bolt.
I mean, oh crap, I missed the pause button. The part where they said like it was in different countries, that was a good part for real. Like I ain't even gonna lie, that was a good part. But like, come on, bro, don't be hurting girls, bro. That's bad. Didn't do nothing.
My wife and I live in a normal suburb. We have normal jobs, normal lives, next to normal neighbors. We live the, I guess you'd say, standard American lifestyle that most of us are taught by our parents.
If you've made it this far,
Sitting down to write this
subscribe.
is
I
already
really need support.
I'm not a writer. The last time I typed something out this long was the last paper I wrote in college. But something happened not that long ago that no one can explain, and it still scares us.
Mikey.
My wife Gianna
Hey.
and I had a normal day. After work, we decided to go out to eat for a change. We got back around 9. We don't stay up very late.
It's an inside joke.
By 9:30,
I'm
we're brushing our teeth, getting ready for bed.
You wouldn't understand.
We're in bed. We usually shut the lights off at 11. We either read our books or watch our show. Tonight, we were watching our show. Then the phone rang. Gianna told me not to answer it. Anyone calling at this hour can't be good news. I agreed with her, but for that reason, I said I should pick it up in case it's an emergency. So I reached over for the phone next to the bed to pick it up, but it stopped ringing before I could actually lift the receiver. That old landline was trash. The second the call stopped, the caller ID would disappear, and there was no way to check the call history. Oh well, wrong number. A few minutes later, the phone rang again, so I grabbed the phone and looked at the screen. Fiona and I both thought that was unusual, especially past 10 o'clock. I feel
What?
that there's a generally accepted cutoff.
Why are 2 dots appearing? That's weird. Look.
I didn't pick up the phone. Right after it stopped ringing,
What?
the phone rang again. Suddenly, it felt like it was an emergency. Like, God forbid something happened to a relative. So I picked up in a hurry. On the other end, the voice of my neighbor, Al. He asked me if I knew that man standing out in front of my house. I said, "What are you talking about?" He came to go outside. It sounded insane and bizarre the way he just hang up abruptly like.
Sorry about that last time. I'm gonna just pause it till it goes away, but he could be sitting outside, you know. You never know. You never know. That was corny as fuck. I won't do that again.
Gianna's face when I told her what Al just said was a look of fear. She said, "Don't go out there." I said, "I'm just going to look out the window." I went downstairs and moved the curtain a bit to look out to the front lawn. There was definitely no one standing outside. I opened the front door and then the storm door and stepped out to the front stoop. I looked around. was out there, and Al was probably messing with us. She was just as confused by that as I was. It just felt bizarre. She told me to call him, so I did. But it rang and went straight to voicemail. So I left a voicemail saying, "Hey Al, what was that call about? Give me a call back." And the phone rang. It said unknown caller again. I picked up. It was Al again, saying before I could even say anything, "Go outside. There's someone standing outside your house." He said it in a calm, slow voice. Then he hung up. I got up and said out loud, "All right, what the hell is going on?" I told Gianna to wait here. I went downstairs and back to the window. I looked through the curtain. This time I saw someone standing right at the end of our walkway where it met the sidewalk. He had a hood over his head, effectively covering his face in just blackness. I was honestly shaken. I opened my door and said outside, "Can I help you?" The man just stood in place. I threatened him with calling the police. Then the house phone rang again. I closed the front door and went to the kitchen phone. This time noticed the caller ID showed my neighbor Al's number. I picked up, and Al said in a much more normal voice, "Hey, I just got your voicemail. What was that about? I didn't call you." I was so confused. I swore to him. He just called me twice, telling me about a man outside my house. He sounded even more confused than me. Then moments later, said he doesn't see any.
Oh. Can you believe this, bro? I'm trying to record a damn YouTube video. What you doing, bro? But, oh. Now that's a skinwalker. I'm just joking. Let's listen to this. Still a minute left.
My house. I went back out to look out the window. That man who was standing outside my house was gone. I demanded Al tell me right now if this was a joke. If I found out it wasn't, he would.
No, but, because, like, you know, it said no caller ID. So, yeah, bro, put it together. No caller ID doesn't sound like Albert. Al, whatever his name is. Caller ID, it sounds like Al, so it's not Al. Someone imitating his voice. I think, honestly, I think Al, wait, yo, Al should have his side of the story, you know? This is Mr. Nightmare's video. Comment down below if you want to see Al's thing. I don't think there is, but, hey, Al might submit one.
Tell me we'd have a problem. Al claimed he was telling the truth. He's not some immature prankster kind of guy. He's a very low-key, respectful person. I had to put him on speaker so Gianna could vouch for me that I wasn't going crazy, and that we did in fact get 2 calls from someone who sounded just like him. He did the same to put his wife on the phone as well to vouch for him. In the end, what could he really say, though, except for it sounds like someone was pranking us. Eventually, we got off the phone, but I was no less horrified than I was before. I had to go back downstairs one more time to hang up the downstairs phone, so I looked outside one more time. The man was still no longer there. None of us could ever figure out this unexplainable situation.
Oh. So, but I had that skin there for a full 10 seconds, bro. But, to be honest, Dishwater was good, bro. Like, it had so many plot twists. So I'm gonna give this one like an 8. You know? It was a good story. I like, you saw me, I was like on the edge of my seat too. I was like that one guy. I forget what his name is, but that's the end of today's video. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.